Hiya guys, Spectre here, welcome back to my 100 turn head start campaign as Katarin. Katarin's campaign, to be fair with you, is going quite well. It's not overly difficult at all. I'm a third of the way there on settlements, need 20 more, and I think I've almost got the supporters. Yeah, and now I'm ahead. At the moment I'm gaining like 21 because of the motherland thing, he's gaining 3. And I set him back using some money earlier on. So, even if it mattered that he beat me there, which I don't think it does, it won't matter.
For the ice court.
But I hope you guys are all having a great day. Finally get a day off work, so I actually get to enjoy doing some recordings. Looking so forward to it. Work's been wearing me out lately. If you're new around here, please drop me a sub, help me grow the channel. I'm trying to get to the 500 mark so I can get on the partner program. And then I'm working my way towards 1,000 after that. But obviously that's another hurdle entirely. I've had some people say to me that once you reach 500, your growth increases. But then I've had some say it just stays about the same. The only time that I've seen both parties agree is when they get above 1,000, for whatever reason, whether it's just luck or YouTube picks up the channel more or something. After 1,000 subs, it apparently seemed to get more consistent growth. So I'll just have to wait and see.
Wherever winter asks.
She's gained what?
Maiden of the frosts.
Her. Marvellous.
Storm summoner, make them tremble. Smite Kislev's accursed foes. Who will solve this? The Snowbringer. Bride of the ice. Such power, such elegance. Frost Weaver.
Could potentially build that. And we've got a bit of protection against corruption. Yeah, could be good.
We are in winter's embrace.
That's part of his.
Tsarina Katarin of Kislev. Sweet ball.
Oh god, I got your confliction in the way.
Dark forces manipulate us.
Okay, she doesn't need anything else.
We are in
It's red. I don't want red.
Not a chance. No.
That many basic ass marauders, really, in an army at turn 130. And this is why, for the most part, the vassals, they're not really a threat, they're just annoying. Only thing they can really take is your towns. They can't threaten a city because their armies aren't good enough. They need, like, mammoths and marauder champions to actually be, you know, a viable threat. Familiar warriors, skin wolves, they're the best units they need in their roster. And they need a larger amount of them than of the weaker units like basic marauders. Basic marauders are barely good in the early game, so you definitely don't want them in the middle and late game.
Friends of Kislev, we greet you.
What the fuck? The Pirates of Sartoga are actually going on the offensive against the Empire. I can't say I've seen that before. Toddy's up there. Oh god. Yeah, Toddy's just whooped Belacor's ass. Fucking Toddy. God, it's got a kind of dragon down here. For some reason, Azazel has an alarming amount of armies. I'm not sure why either. Most campaigns where I play with Plincher like an ally, he has like one army, maybe two, if that, and he just has a one settlement. It doesn't really do jack shit. I really think somehow they need to like upgrade the AI of the bad guys and downgrade the AI of the good guys, and then it would meet somewhere in the middle. Because at the moment it's kind of like this. It's like the good guys are fucking all the way up here, the bad guys are like fucking down here and barely ever do anything. So they've got to like nerf these and buff these to make it a little bit closer to the mark. Because the bad guys don't really do anything. You get like one or two factions of bad guys that might actually become a threat, like Dark Elves might be. Maybe Kyra's Fate Weaver down the bottom. Even the vampire counts now with Vlad are getting annihilated when they used to take over like half the Empire. Now I know it's because they made the AI more aggressive for the vampire counts, but then they've reduced it in Warhammer 3 for some reason. Now in the middle of the Empire I've got to deal with Festus and Belacos. They've got some more enemies on their borders that can become an issue, but Vlad's become some sort of pussy, and it's like vampire counts are really, really strong. I would say much stronger than the Empire, especially with how strong their lords and heroes can be in comparison. Some of their better units, their magic's way stronger, and the advantage of like the dead may rise again and being able to instantly recruit units from like large battle sites. And that is one of the, I'll be honest, one of the best campaign mechanics CA have added in that I think is actually really good, because it's a campaign mechanic that other people can create for you, not just you. So let's say the Empire fights Greenskins, and there's a massive battle, like 2 or 3 armies aside, and at the end of it there's a massive battle site in that region. If you enter that region then as the undead, you've got a massive pool of undead units you can recruit from, and that will also replenish over time if you use it as well. It's an incredible mechanic, and I think if more factions had a mechanic like that that can be essentially leave markers around the world on the campaign map, but from 2 of the factions fighting each other rather than you having to do all the fighting. Oh, it's so good. It's like in my Tretch campaign, my co-op campaign with my friend Overlord. Overlord's playing Astrogoth and I'm playing Tretch Craventail. But because I've had so many battles in one of my regions, there's like 4 or 5 big battle sites, and Helm and Ghost keeps running armies into it and then recruiting a 420 stack of badass units. And it's obviously just one of the downsides of having undead on your border where they can do that. But it adds in a challenge. It's not something I think should be removed. I like having that challenge, and I like having that benefit when I play vampire counts. It makes them a very strong faction. All you've got to remember vampire counts as well as when you're playing them is you've got your frontline infantry, you've got your Graveguard, Khan Wraiths and Zombies for your respective legendary lords. Zombies obviously being lower tier. Zombies don't auto-resolve well, so you will have to fight a lot of battles. But all you need to do is complement them with a fast unit. So Khan Wraiths you normally complement with Hex Wraiths, which are basically mounted Wraiths. Graveguard you complement with Black Knights, which are basically mounted Wights, and also maybe a few Blood Dragons, which are mounted Vampires. And with the Zombies, you can complement it with either of those units, or you can also use your Flyers, your Vargeists and your Terrorgeists. But you need something fast that can take out enemy artillery. Because if the enemy artillery is going to shoot down and destroy mass blobs of troops, it's going to wreck you.
We must take shelter. I go no further. An exquisite destination. Lizard claimed them. Wintertide's child.
Yes, you need to make sure that the faster units can get in first and either destroy or at very least tie up enemy range units, and then it allows your infantry to move in to engage the enemy front line. And 2 of the key differences is though where
To be.
where your Graveguard and your Khan Wraiths have got like a lot of kill potential and will be better in auto-resolve than Zombies. Zombies don't have a lot of kill potential, but they have incredible sustain. Incredible sustain. Especially with Helm and Ghost, which is who you recruit them with. You don't really want mass armies of zombies with the others. But because they can have like 20% physical, Helm and Ghost give them a 10% ward save. He can also give them horrible regeneration, so they can not only regenerate but also generate dead entities back to life, or back to being undead, I suppose. And they'll stay there and fight forever. And obviously once the enemy's units are exhausted down to nothing, yours will be by that point as well, obviously.
Sister of ice,
You're not going to
douse the home fires.
have much issue beating them.
Weaver of
And then obviously just make sure you put a couple of Mortis engines in every army, and your Mortis engines will basically win you the battle.
Mistress of ice.
All they've got to do is be put in combat and their effect will work. You've just got to make sure when they're in combat, they're not like in combat against like an elite unit or a hero or lord that might kill them. So be careful where you move them. And I think Helm and Ghost, if I'm not mistaken, can be a mortis engine himself, which makes him unique among mass necromancers.
Only when I decide. Frost Maiden.
Need to go up there and destroy that. How many has he got left? How many has Zazel got? Have they taken any more off him? Or has he still got his 4 or 5? Where the hell is he?
So, I trust our dealings will bear fruit, friend.
He's got 3, so he's lost 1. So if I take that off him, he's down to 2. Then he's to find his remaining 2.
My delights are too much.
I'm guessing 1's probably here. There's one. Monolith of Katarin. It's there. Right, we know where he is. We can eradicate him.
Ultimate sensation.
I'll put it in fast forward. Get through these turns a bit faster. It's not as pertinent as the Skarsnik campaign, but I need to be really careful what I'm doing and watch where the enemy's moving. I need to watch certain factions. Mainly Empire,
I shall summon his greatest blade
Balthazar
to
Gelt,
end you.
and then Belgor Ironhammer and Unfungrim. I'm sorry I'm yawning, I've just woke up. I've not been up long. Takes me a while to come round. I'm not one of those people who does the early rising routine crap.
The ice goes.
I like having a more relaxed lifestyle. Although I do work bloody hard, but still. On my days off I like to actually
Summoner
chill.
eradicates them. We are Kislev's finest.
Ooh, Wand of Jet.
The Snowbringer.
Defy chaos. We are in winter.
What's this?
Winter is our coming. Frost Weaver. It is my duty. It will render me unassailable.
What's this? Oh. Because we have another settlement. Oh, it takes a turn for him to arrive, okay. But he's the new one I can put in there. This one into, yeah, we need garrison building there.
Beneath.
My delights are too much for thee.
The Tsarina.
Asinine mortal.
If the frost asks.
We are
Raise Sigma. The Empire.
And see, this is what I'm against at the moment. I'm against the bloody Empire tide coming at me.
sheltered by ice.
But the Empire aren't affected by... That's going to go down by 1 a turn. I've just got to get rid of the chaos and divided corruption. Oh, that's its own mini province, okay. Plus, as well, some of the factions in this, the victory conditions, are rather odd. Like, why is Azag the Slaughterer got to take Prague? Oh, sorry, not Prague, Kislev. I don't think Azag the Slaughterer has ever shown the slightest interest in Kislev in his entire lore. I don't think he's even fought Kislevites. Now he has to take
Responsibility to vanquish evil.
parts of the Empire. That's fine. That's something he has done before.
Malevolence abounds. The ice goes.
But yeah, with Azag it's kind of weird. Because he's got to take Beckhaven province, which is fine. He's got to take Wolfenburg and that province, which is also fine. He's got to hold his initial province, the Northern Weldish Mountains. And he's got to take, I think it's Peak Pass. Or it might be Peak Pass, it might just be that one. But then for some reason he's got to take Kislev with River Erskoy. Now it'd make more sense for him to take Peak Pass and Karak Kadrin, because he has fought against England for a long time. I don't think he's ever fought Tsarina in Kislev. It's really odd. I don't think see things out of rich conditions sometimes. They just slap them on there because it's nearby. It's like, oh yes, this will work. We'll stick this on. This makes sense. It's a bad guy fighting a good guy. Yes, because that's how it works. So they've now got their guy in there. Okay. It's cool as well how he adds like an extra garrison. It's like he's in Prague with all the trimmings. And see, that's actually an idea. That there where you gain them skills, these here. They could give these to ogre tyrants in ogre encampments. Because every encampment has a tyrant. But the tyrants can't level up or give you any benefits at all. Now, I still think they should have some sort of like tree where they can buff up their melee potential, so they can become like better in combat. I'm not sure, do the thingies have one on here? So like have this sort of thing, have this sort of tree, and then they can have something at the end of it like Deadly Onslaught, whatever the fuck it's called. They don't need this blue tree, that I agree they don't need. They could maybe have a red tree, because technically they are a lord, and you do build them an army. And they could choose what units to buff with their red tree. And they could, I don't know if they had Mentor, but they could have things maybe like the missile resistance, immortality, or, well, immortality actually they probably can't have, because if the camp's destroyed, they'd be destroyed with it. But missile resistance, magic resistance, they could have. But they could maybe have something from like this Atman sort of thing, where every now and then, when they level up, they gain skills, and it seems they can gain probably up to 7. So you could have the same amount on an ogre, or maybe make it a bit less, make it like 3 to 5 or something like that. But they could have some skills then where they, you know, increase the ranks of certain troops or give you more money from buildings, that sort of stuff. That'd be an idea they could do for the ogres, for the encampments. Because there's no personality on the encampments, and the encampments are by far the most important thing that you build as ogres. The only difference is you get to decide what's in the garrison. Because you can build it as if you were building an army, just the army doesn't move. It remains static and defends the encampment. And it gets massive upkeep reduction because it's a basic like a home guard. This is what happened when I was playing Throg. All the Kislevites came to me as Throg. And this is why I try and do the 100 turn head start campaign as like Clan Molder. Oh my god, that's gonna be annoying. I mean, you can maybe get away with it as Azazel, because at least Azazel later on gets really fucking strong units. So at least you can fight them on an even footing. But like, Clan Molder, Throg, Wolfric, they're all going to have a really hard time. And now Ungrim's coming to deal with the Chaos Dwarves. The Dwarves lose that fight?
Let us discuss stately affair.
Killed Boris Ursus. I'm surprised it took him this long to die. It took him 134 turns to die.
What? I up. Daula frustats astrago.
Sister of ice.
It's coming back this way. I need to get the rest of her army.
Fools may note so.
Right, so we need 2 more of these. What did I build with hers? I did, I've got a 3rd one, right, okay.
Of ice magic.
Still on, okay, fair enough. Nice.
Winter is our
4 turns and she'll have her full army, which would represent about 3,500 coming in a turn, which is fine. We won't need more than 2 armies.
Katarin.
Can't quite make it.
Frost winds carry me.
Stay in encampment.
I think not. I saw
I'm glad they've made it so you can move an encampment, which is quite good. Because all it would mean is, in like relation to like real life, it would mean that you move from one location to another, and the encampments, fortifications you've brought with you, you set them up. Basically, that's it. So you're just going to be constantly then encamping, so you can build like a minor encampment. Probably like some spike walls, you know. You're going to have maybe like a, I suppose, probably won't build a minor moat. You might have a spike wall, and maybe some like minor fence or something. You're going to have stuff that you can easily erect within probably a day. And then if you're staying there for like a few days or several, and then you can break it all down and move on again. But it's a good idea. So he might be coming for here, which is fine. Once she's got her armour though,
ice.
she can go and defend Novchozy, and maybe even go and push in and go and help out the dwarves. If they're having difficulty dealing with the Mr. Ironhand.
What brings you before the heir of Lund?
It's minus 5.6.
Welcome, friends of the Dowie.
You want almost all my money for minus 3.1 for a non-aggression. Are you insane? I don't think so. How did they decide that he gets 57,000? How does that make any sense? Stupidity.
Kislev, yours.
Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this part here for today, and I will continue this in the next part, and we're going to start, by the looks of it, with the siege. He hasn't got too much of an army yet, so I'm hoping he doesn't recruit a load next turn, because that's going to be a fight more than likely anyway.
Winter's call.
And then obviously she's got to wait 4 turns and recruit her full army.
And the storm.
But right, I hope you guys are enjoying. If you are, leave a like. If you're around here, please drop a sub, help grow the channel. I really appreciate it, and I will catch you on the next video. Take care everyone, and have a great day.